Hey man, I just got a tweet at me, and a guy KJ_084 said, "Do you have any plans to start a podcast? Love listening to you on analysis. Also hope you have a speedy recovery." First, thank you. I appreciate the support. Trying to get back. That's actually what this podcast is about today. We'll be going in the injury. But second, we do have a podcast. It's Toonen and Dillon and Trey here.
Tune it in, man. Tune it in.
This clip is for KJ.
All right, so KJ, I appreciate you. Want to listen to AJ and I? Now, tune in to Dillon. I mean, we got 5,000 listeners. What's 5,001?
5,000 on Spotify, and we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah, we got some views on YouTube.
You know who else has views?
Who?
The Packers plane flight tracker. I saw that was trending the other day.
Crazy.
People were tracking the boys in the flight. They got there safely. I've interacted with a few of my guys, my teammates. Emmanuel said that the Wi-Fi in the plane was not the best.
Oh.
But I'll have him talk more about that when he comes on the podcast.
Okay. So how long exactly was the flight? Was it like someone said 10 hours, 12 hours? What was it?
Well, I haven't been on the plane or the trip to Brazil. Have you ever been to Brazil?
I have not.
Me neither. But I will be streaming the game like I am in Brazil on the sideline on Twitch Friday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. You can find me at AJDillon28, or also I think it's the same handle on TikTok. We'll be streaming live reactions and a little bit of commentary. I'll point out all the big plays by the running backs that people don't get credit for on there.
When they're supposed to cut back and all that
exactly, when they're supposed
detail.
to cut back and why they might have gotten this or that or the big blocks.
I think it'd be cool for you to go into kind of like the blocking schemes too on like where runs are supposed to hit specifically. Because you got zone schemes, then you got the duo schemes.
Mm-hmm. I'll tip my hat to that, brother.
Yes.
Get your cheese heads ready. Get your cheese curds ready.
It's football season, man.
What's your favorite tailgating food?
Ooh, favorite tailgate food.
See, I went to Hy-Vee the other day. While you're thinking about it, I went to Hy-Vee the other day, and they had a big tailgate special, and a bunch of stuff was on sale. And there was literally people like going to certain sections. They're like, "God damn, they sold out already." I'm like, it's 10 a.m.
So I am a fiend for the chips with the dip. Like I can't, like if I see chips and like a nice taco dip, or we got this like cream cheese dip. We called it my grandpa's chip dip that we make at home. I'm always going for that. That's a no-brainer.
Do you ever put too much dip on your chip?
Do I always? I'm a little light on the dip always. Okay. I'm a big
you're a big chip guy.
As many chips.
Are you a classic Lay's guy, or what kind of chip? Doritos? What's
Good question. Lay's
with the dip,
Lay's and Tostitos, obviously. Otherwise, what are those Sietes? Are the ones that? What are the ones?
Nah, bro, I'm not following you, bro. English.
All right, bro. Never mind then. There's like the avocado oil ones now. Like
I have no idea what you mean.
So my dad, Dave, he's on this huge health kick right now.
Shout out, Bobby Approved.
Bobby Approved. Shout out Bobby Approved. But
avid listener on the podcast. He listens to podcasts.
Yes, he does. So, but the avocado oil whole thing right now, and actually, I kind of like those over like the classic Lay's.
Yeah, hey, we're healthy, man. We're 26. We gotta take care of the body. It's a long-term plan.
Yeah, I know. Longevity. Sometimes I plan out that like I'm just drinking my calories. Like you got to plan that out.
Exactly. No food, just beers.
Yes, it's just beers, light beers.
That'll be me tomorrow. It'll be a very fun stream. How about the boys? First of all, we'll start Wisconsin-based. How about Wisconsin taking care of business? They were minus 24.
It was a lot of points.
They were minus 24 to beat Western Michigan, and they did beat Western Michigan. Not quite by 24, but
that game was ugly. It was a great weekend of college football. The Wisconsin game was not the most fun to watch, but they got the job done. Good teams find a way to win in bad games. So count it.
Hey, I will say Van Dyke is he's got an arm. He threw some deep balls.
Yes.
Not all of them made it there. I don't know whose fault it was. I don't know their offense, but he was throwing it. He was a cannon.
He was slinging it, that's for sure. But let's get into BC.
Let's talk about the real freaking dogs. Man. Let's talk about the dogs, the kings of the ACC, undefeated in ACC play, beating top 10 teams left and right all season long so far.
Hey, stop 1-0.
1-8. Stop sleeping. If you were sleeping, wake up. I don't care if the team they beat is 0-2. They beat a team. They
beat Florida State, man. That's
the
no
number
slouch.
the number that they had ahead of that was 10, and they beat them. Florida State was number 10 on the scoreboard, and now they lost.
You can't really choose your schedule sometimes, and you just play who's in front of you, and They beat the hell out of
all
Florida
I'm gonna
State
say
at their own house.
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is all the ESPN announcers at game day earlier they had the pick 'em, and it was all Florida State all across the board. Well, I'm gonna pick something right now, and the Green Bay Packers are beating the shit out of the Eagles tomorrow, and I'm rooting for them. I cannot wait.
Yes, so I think that it'll be an awesome game. I'm curious on
So he's not.
I'm confident, but I'm always a little even keeled going into games.
Nah, bro. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I own
it. That's true.
But I feel like I'm
hot
right.
Take season, right?
Yeah, it's hot take season. I feel like I'm right, so I'm gonna own it. And if I'm wrong, tweet at Toonen and Dillon. Let me know. Just go ahead and like and subscribe and follow and then comment that I was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the Packers in this game. I mean, but I am a homer. I don't know. I'm super curious on how this game is going to go because with the firepower that the Eagles have, I think ours are kind of under the radar, and I like that going in the game. I like that the Eagles are favored, but I think
under the radar. You ever listen to that song by Drake? That little freestyle. Is it under radar? Under radar. That's how he starts it.
I've never heard that.
Anyway, look it up. But Will, you just came back from a golf trip. You're looking snazzy. You're looking cool. You're putting me to shame.
I just had a little breakfast meeting. That's how it goes sometimes.
Little breakfast ball?
Yeah, a little breakfast fantasy football draft. But I got some meetings after this too, so gotta look like the insurance guy that I am right now, and put on a little collared shirt. But just got back from a trip. Went to Paynes Valley, a Big Cedar. It's in Missouri. It's in Branson, Missouri, like an hour south of Springfield, which is just a little bit bigger. What?
Bigger.
What? You're talking about Big Cedar out here. But no, Paynes Valley, really cool. A Tiger Woods course, which was sweet. And then they have like this 19th hole that if you make it,
that's like not regulation.
No, it's not regulation. But it's like you like hit it over a pond, and it's like
so it's a sham of a course.
No, this course is sweet, man. If you're a golf fan, check it out. I did go lower than what I normally do. Shot 82, 83. No big deal. Big deal. Drop the index, the gym.
Man, when I play, I'm always going for the highest numbers. So I think we're playing the wrong way.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I remember I was texting you like, hey, like, what do I need to know for like a golf handicap?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your handicap? He's like, I don't know, 50?
50? Fuck it. Like, let me get some extras, bro. Don't be worried.
That's a lot of strokes.
Be confident. What? Anyway,
that is a lot of strokes.
I mean, I was trying to, go golf with my brother, Will. Obviously, you got a little time here, so I'm trying to, get some golf in, work in the craft. And, I'm like, hey, Will, like, you think I can golf with you and your buddies? He's like, let me know what your handicap is. I'm like, dang, I got restrictions now.
No, it's not that.
It's all right. Well, it's Toonen and Dillon on the podcast. I don't know about the golf course. We're working on it. Did you hit any hole-in-ones?
No hole-in-ones.
All right, end of story.
Yep.
On to the next, man. Let's talk about this injury.
Yeah, man. Let's get into this. I think people are definitely curious. I get asked a lot, just because of being so close with you, and it is a bummer. But I would love for you to kind of go into detail on what a stinger is, what you kind of been going through with that, the prior history, and just kind of give the story on what's going on with you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, I want to start it with everybody who has sent their well wishes on all social medias, all texts, emails. I've gotten letters. So Packer fans, Bears fans, people who have never interacted with me before, really do appreciate it. I got an amazing support crew, obviously, with everybody who helps us out with the podcast, and Will, my family, the coaches, the Packers organization, everybody's been great. My agents, shout out Athletes First and Tom in the last episode if you didn't catch that, but everybody has been fantastic. Obviously, when you work so hard to get into shape and get ready for the season, and you get news like that, it's tough. And I'm not gonna lie, but the first couple of days I was just sitting in the room, in like a dark room with the shades off and not trying to talk to anybody. But I think that the way I try to approach life in any situation, and I feel like people who know me can kind of attest to this. I try to be as positive as I can, and so try to go into things with a positive mindset. And so I feel like at the end of the day, like I said, I got support. I got amazing family, got my health, and so we're working through that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think we're very similar vibes. Yeah. You just can't stay still. So you got a lot of stuff in the works right now immediately after, because talk a little bit about what IR is for NFL athletes. I think that's something that people don't fully understand on what that change up is for players.
Yeah. So I think like for me and to clarify, I feel like some people might be like, "Oh man, you're streaming and you're doing the podcast. Like, aren't you hurt?" I'm somebody like my entire life. Obviously, the majority of it has all been football, but I'm a grinder. Like, I
100%.
understand, like, but I'm not just gonna sit around and feel sorry for myself. I'm gonna get up and go figure out something to do. And now, yeah, I have some more free time, so I'm gonna put a smile on my face and I'm gonna go bring you guys some great episodes of the podcast. I'm gonna be streaming.
Yes.
I'm continue to build that brand and continue to interact with fans. This is my way. I'm not out there on the field, but I can talk to you guys here. As far as the injury, we'll get into it as far as like kind of like what things are. So a stinger, I've had them last year. Everybody's had a stinger. I'm sure you've had stingers before. Short story without getting like super terminology. And I'm not a doctor, so for any doctor, whoever wants to come after me, I'm not a doctor. Prefacing that now. But essentially, from all my knowledge and things that I've heard, a stinger is kind of like a nerve root issue, and so you can get them. And I've got them in high school, and people get them all the time, where it's just like you hit something, hit your shoulder in the neck
It's
the
like
wrong way.
it's like a jolt, right?
Yeah, kind of like
it's
almost
like shooting pain, right?
Yeah, almost like when you hit your funny bone and it kind of goes like numb there. Like it's kind of like that through like.
Or if you hit your head on the light when you're trying to set up the podcast setup.
The podcast setup was almost a catastrophe.
Yeah,
but
we got cracked glass and a bump on the forehead right now.
It was tough. And so I've had those stingers before. And last year, as you guys know, Packer fans anyway, last year I missed 3 games after that. After that Vikings game, I missed the last couple games and then the playoffs because I had a stinger and it was so bad. It was my right arm that I couldn't move my right arm past like here.
I remember you were thinking it was funny to be like
I could literally lift it up and over my head. And if I dropped it, it just went back.
Like if you were if you were asleep,
Yeah, like no strength. It took me 2-3 months to just get that back, get to where so that was a pretty severe stinger. And then I'd had some other ones, and then this year we went out to that joint practice against the Broncos. I had another one that was a little different, interfered with a couple more things, and it was one of those things where I knew right away. I was like, "This is." I finished the play. Let me say it happened early in the play. I still finished the play, ran off afterwards. Doctor checked me out, and at first I was like, you know what, like stinger's gone, like I'm good to get back out there. And then when we reassessed, it was just, obviously I was still dealing with some soreness and some pain, but it was like, let's figure out what this is. And pretty much what we came to the conclusion is, and it's not necessarily a right now pain, but I think everybody from the organization to the doctors, you need to give your body time to rest and recover from getting hit. Like getting hit, they call it a car crash every second, like every time you get hit, and there's no way by playing football, and especially playing running back, like right now at this moment, that we can prevent that.
Right. Yeah, I mean there's no helmet, just too unpredictable,
and so like that's kind of the thing, and people are like, well, how are you feeling? Like I'm still in there, I'm still getting treatment every day. IR, I'm still part of the team. I'm still a Packer player for the entire year. I'm still part of the team. I'm still going there and get my treatment. I still say hi to my guys. I still mess around, so it's not like anything like that. We're not going anywhere. That's
honestly,
kind of where we're at.
I think, I don't think anybody would ever question your toughness, especially the people that were in the locker room with you last year. I mean, I remember the Lions game. I think you had like a pulled groin or something, and you had, every time you came off the sidelines, you had to like strap something up that like just kept it loose, right?
Yeah, I mean, that line, so one thing about me too is I might not necessarily come off as like the most angry, roughest, toughest guy, but when it comes to ball, or honestly, like in life, when it comes to anything, like if I say I'm gonna do some shit, or if I give the agreement that I'm gonna do some shit, like I'm gonna do it.
Right.
And so Aaron Jones was hurt, Emmanuel was hurt, and so that Chargers game before the Lions, I was the only running back for like the entire second half.
Right.
So I was in the entire game, and at the end of that, I tweaked my groin. I had like this sprain, and so for the Lions game, we took like it was like it's kind of like, I don't know what that material is, but one of those things like you can bend and kind of form. But we had that on the inside of my leg. and we had rap to kind of like make a
like
support.
A stint.
Literally,
it was like a stint.
Literally make like a splint for my groin, and I played that entire game. That's the one actually where I hurdled over the guy.
And then you did the blinders.
Yeah, I had to do the blinders, dude. I was in so much pain. Like I was on I had all the anti-inflammatories, and I'm like, bro, but. And then later on that year, I'm playing games with a broken thumb, and I had in a cast. I can't even hold the ball or do anything with that hand. I'm just running with the
playing with a club, bro.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I don't think anybody questions my toughness,
except for the idiots who are like, "Oh, he's always soft.
He's always so hurt." I'm like, bro, I've never missed a game before last year. I had a broken thumb. I had a stinger where I couldn't move my arm, and now I have an injury where the doc said I should not be playing this year.
Right.
So, hey, if you're out there, you're stronger than me. Maybe you are. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good quote. That was a good quote.
I will say, from being on this side, man, the couch is a lot more comfortable than running around out there. So,
and you flew out with some hot takes, like guaranteed dub for the pack.
You can get the memes going. I'm sitting on the couch too, man.
Yeah. So, everybody loves I saw like when the news came out. You know, obviously it was like very overwhelming. Like everyone's saying, like get well soon and all this stuff. But a lot of people are pretty pumped about the farming simulator,
bro,
and other sims going. So like maybe. Talk a little bit about what you got going on Twitch and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been streaming. Obviously, I got some free time, and I think the point of streaming for me has always been a way to interact with fans. I was gonna play those video games regardless.
Yeah.
So now this way, you know, I can talk to you guys on Twitch. I can ask you about my day. I have Discord with like 2,000 people.
It's an awesome community.
Yeah, I wish them happy birthday. Like, you know, it's a great community, the Quad Squad, and so. Farming Simulator 25, I will definitely be playing it. I will definitely be streaming it because it's a great game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, meme or not, if you tried it, you'd have a lot of fun. So I'm not going to not play the second best game ever created after Skyrim.
So, yeah, I love that, man.
But, yeah, I mean, that's essentially, I feel like that's most of the questions for everything. That's going to be my response to everything. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just focused on getting back, getting healthy. Getting back in prime for another year next year, but doing what the doctor orders and, you know, staying positive throughout.
Yeah. Let's go back to the Brazil game coming up. Yes. I think people are fired up. And we're recording this on this Thursday and it's coming out this afternoon. We're in the morning right now. But, you know, what would you do on that Packers flight? Would you be playing Blu-ray? Would you be, I mean, the Wi-Fi was down. Like, what would you do? Would you just raw dog it? Like, is that
yeah. So, what I would be doing is they said that you should not sleep, but if you but if you do sleep, because I left at 5:45.
Yeah, they like went
so you want to keep your internal clock. If you were to sleep, it's supposed to be earlier in the flight. I would have probably slept earlier in the flight. Gotten me to about 2 hours in. I'd have probably they had Wi-Fi, but like I said, Emmanuel said it wasn't the best, so I'd have been pissed because I would have probably banked on like going on like TikTok or. You know, all that stuff. X is banned there,
which is crazy.
So you can't be on Twitter. Speaking of, we do have a Twitter at Toonen and Dillon.
Yeah, follow us.
So make sure you drop the follow. But yeah, I'd probably just been downloading movies, and I'd have probably downloaded some games on my iPad or something. But yes, raw dogging a flight. That brings me to a great point. How much money would it take you to raw dog? I say Brazil's tough, but like, what about like a 5-hour flight? Where'd 5 hours from Green Bay be? Is it California?
Yeah.
Okay. From Green Bay to California, how much money would I have to pay you hypothetically to just raw dog?
If you honestly told me that am I able to sleep in this?
No. Okay. So here's no phone, no music, no headphones, no book, no newspaper. You can't talk to the person next to you. No talking to anybody. You can't sleep. You can go to the bathroom. You literally just have to sit there like this and look straight forward. No drinks.
No Russell Wilson high knees down the aisle.
No high knees. You can't do the Dak little slide.
Yeah, you can't.
None of that.
No food. No talking.
No food. No water. No talking.
No talking. Honestly, if you just gave me a free flight, I would do it. I'm dead serious.
Flight.
If you said like I could fly for free, you just gotta just sit there though. I'd be like, sure.
Let's put this to the test. I will get you a flight to California, and I will get the guys to record you the entire time. We'll set up cams. We'll set up cams. You guys let me know in the chat. If this episode gets more than If this episode gets more than 10,000 views, we will put him on a flight to California and make him raw dog it.
I would do it. I mean, if you gave me a free flight, yeah, I would.
Absolutely.
I would definitely
10,000 views on this episode,
deal.
and we'll make it happen. Will's raw dogging on a plane.
That might be a good poll to put out there for Twitter, Instagram, or something too. Just ask the people.
No poll on the flight.
No. I'm just asking. Like, no. Just like out for our listeners. You know, just hey, what would be your threshold for that? Because I don't know. What about you, man?
You gotta pay me, bro.
You gotta pay you.
That's too much. I gotta be doing.
You gotta be doing something.
Yeah, I'd go crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
I'd try to fly the plane myself.
Yeah, go talk to the pilot.
I'd say like realistically, like flight paid for. So take out the price of the flight out. I'd say I'd do it for like $2-3K.
2 or 3K? Okay.
2 or 3K. I'm not gonna get astronomical. I've seen people say like they need 50K or like 6 figures.
I don't know, man.
I feel like at the end of the day, like if I had nothing going on, like yeah, I'll hop on some for 5 hours. But like
I think
I'm just wasting time.
Yeah,
literally.
no,
So,
I mean,
like,
really,
I need to get paid.
You're just in your own head for that long.
I might have PTSD from this flight.
It'd be tough not to fall asleep if you're just sitting there. To be honest with you,
think about the thoughts that are going through your head. You're thinking of every possible scenario. You're just sitting there.
What about snacks? Are snacks allowed?
No snacks, no food, no water, bro.
No food, no water.
No food, no water, and you're doing it for free when we hit 10,000 views.
Oh man, I don't know about all that.
But, all right. Hey, let's keep it going back to football. Chiefs, Ravens, Thursday night football, kick off the year.
Ravens. I got Ravens all the way. Todd Monken's got a little bad taste in his mouth from last season losing in the AFC Championship. I think he takes it to him. And now that they got Derrick Henry, I think they're gonna punch the ball in when they get in the red zone. Take the Ravens. Money line.
Wow. All right. Well, I can't talk about the money line. I don't even know what that is. Never heard of it. But I will say I feel like it's very hard to bet against the Chiefs, and we'll try to keep these takes going, the pick'ems. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go Chiefs. I feel like you got the Chiefs. It's hard to bet against them. I will say, like, I love Derrick Henry. I love Lamar. I love my guy Zay Flowers. Shout out BC. Todd Monken's a great coach. Harbaugh's a great coach. I think Ravens are going to be a very, very good team. And when we saw them at the joint practice, we were all like, hey, see you in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I hope that still does happen. But like, I just feel like
you can't bet against Mahomes.
I feel like I just can't bet against Mahomes, especially not the first game of the year. And so that's that. Chiefs are going to win. Once again, if I'm wrong, hold my hands up. Let me know on Twitter and social media and tag us and tell me that I was wrong.
I know Lions took it to him last year. That's why I just don't see. I don't know. I just don't see the Chiefs coming out strong after a Super Bowl. They just always, for whatever reason, I feel like that week one, they're always just kind of like, whatever.
See, I feel like you might know a deeper dive. The Chiefs like lost the last 10 season openers or something.
I can't remember who they played the year before the Lions, but I don't know if they did too well in that game either. I think it was like against the Niners or something, but I don't know. Yeah, Ravens all the way. All right, so we got a lot of fun stuff, obviously, with AJ Stream, but also this podcast. So we got some fun guests. I think specifically we're going to be talking a little Brewers baseball with a special guest
coming
up. Right before the playoffs here, you know. So
yep, the jersey may be up in the background here somewhere. I don't know if you guys have seen it in previous podcasts, but it might be up here. So we're gonna probably head down to Milwaukee, try to get talk to the Brew Crew. They're killing it right now.
Oh, they're killing it.
And I feel like that'll be fun, especially with our Wisconsin base to talk a little Brew Crew, getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, get a little insight. It should be a lot of fun. So
also. The foundation updates, we are going to be hosting the first ever Dillon Family Foundation gala in November 1st here in Green Bay. So if you want to find more information on that, DillonFamilyFoundation.org. Appreciate you guys just checking that out, sharing it, spreading awareness. We're trying to help empower families, combat hunger in the community, and just make the world and our community here in Green Bay and Northeast Wisconsin a better place.
So, obviously it's a huge bummer like we talked about already, but, what are you going to miss most about, this year?
It's tough. There's definitely a bunch, going out there competing. But I feel like for sure it's probably 1A and 1B, but for sure my teammates, and I know I still can go in the facility and I can still see them and hopefully have a bunch of them on the podcast and stuff like that. But I feel like it's always different. You played football. We got the jersey up there. When you're out there going to practice, kind of battling every day, and you're just kind of shooting the shit, and that stuff's hard to really replicate So definitely gonna miss that, but I'm always gonna be rooting for him. Like I said, I'll be streaming the game. We'll be watching it.
Still repping the green and gold.
Yeah, still. I mean, I got my Packers and Brazil jersey. You know,
they gave everybody on the squad one of those, right?
Yeah, I still got one. I'm still part of the dang team.
Yeah.
I got FOMO. But yeah, just being there with the guys, and then of course the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw somebody tweeted at me. They were like, "Are you still gonna be at the home games to do your high fives to everybody?" Every time we win a game, I try to go at least halfway around the end zone, from the back end zone all the way across into the tunnel, and just high five everybody. So just special things like that throughout the year, and being able to interact with we have the best fans in the world.
We do,
Packers, and so just kind of that stuff. It's gonna be tough. I'll miss it, but I'm trying to look for other ways to do that, whether having the guys on the podcast or interacting with fans on the streams or in the comments down below on the podcast. So we're figuring it out.
We're not stopping. We're never stopping.
Never stopping. Never stopping. I'm running for 2,000 yards off the field.
Yeah, I love that. That's the type of energy you need to have, man.
Yeah,
that's super encouraging. People are gonna love to hear that.
Yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you guys as always. I hope that answered some questions for you guys. We got big things coming on the podcast. We got a bunch of big plans. And like I said, we got some unexpected time, so we're going to be as productive as we can. Will's got work. He's got a work meeting he's got to go to. I got a little meeting. And, yeah, we're going to be putting out episodes a lot more often, probably.
Just keep chopping wood, man.
We're just chopping wood. Somebody's got to carry the boats, man.